Greetings, it's Vaygrim. Welcome to a delayed Friday episode of VAYGRIM'S Chance. I'm staring at my AE2 system. Why am I doing this? Well, I've been doing some upgrades. As you guys can see, bank of ME drives. I did have some over here a minute ago. Basically what I'm doing is I'm upgrading all of my little 1K drives to 16K drives. 16K drives are about the top end that I'm willing to make. 64K drives, excuse me. How rude. Ooh, rainstorm. Is it daytime? I'm not sure. Let's find out. It's not. Hey, I can sleep. There we go. Maybe that'll make the rain gods happy. I have been slowly swapping out my 1K drives for 16K drives. 16K drives are about the top end I'm willing to go to because you can see right here, this is only half full on bytes, but it's totally full on types. So whatever types I have in here are the only things that can receive more. There are no other things that can go in here, but 63 different kinds of, dirt blocks. All this can do is receive those 63 different kinds of dirt blocks. So many of these are already full on types. As you can see, that one's pretty close. And most of them are only that are full on types are only about half full. That's about half full, half full, half full. I've been using my trusty I/O port here to actually funnel stuff from the old ones into the new ones. Now it's gotten to where I have these 4 housings left. Whoop, there's one. Basically, when you get a drive, right, I have a 16K drive. I can shift right-click, whoops. It takes the actual core, the storage component, out and gives you the housing. I've been recycling the housing and just making the storage components. And the 1K housings, the 1K storage components get put back into the system because they get used in the crafting recipe to make this. So I'm putting things to good use. Also, I upgraded my it's cramped in here. I upgraded my auto crafting. I did have one unit that had 2 coprocessors and a pair of these right on top. Well, now I've got basically a coprocessor separate. So I have 3 processing lines. I can do 3 different crafting tasks at once. And then I have a 1K, and then I finally decided to do a 16K because I started making 16K drive components. I thought, why not? So I have about 18K worth of memory storage that can craft only one thing at only one step in a set of recipes at a time, but that's fine. It's not speedy. What I might do, though, is take out some of these 1Ks and replace them with more crafting coprocessors to speed things up. Thankfully, I do have all of this. Let's go, if I do applied, no. I have to have my cursor over the box. Don't know why. It's the only way I can keep it. Before I forget, hang on a second. I put another row of molecular assemblers and ME interfaces. This bottom row right here, I added, so now I actually have, nope, wrong screen. See, there's some empty space there. All of this stuff, this is new. All of this is new. This is a new blank line. That's a new blank line. That's a new blank. So I suddenly have a lot more storage for auto crafting recipes. I am going to be taking advantage of it. What am I? Yes, I can do. You notice? This says 2 scheduled. This says 1 scheduled. If I wanted to, I could have a 3rd auto crafting task. So yeah, I've been having fun with this. Now, one thing I want to do, the reason I made all of these is because I'm going to eventually fill these up with 16K drives. I want to get all of this stuff and move it up there. Basically, what I want to do is I want to have a cell that's got like one cell formatted, a 16K cell, just formatted for this stuff, like canopy true wood or blaze rods or whatever. I want to have just like one cell that's formatted for maybe 2 different kinds of wood. And then everything excess goes to the trash can. It just gets ditched. That way I don't have to worry about any kind of system failure because all my drives are filling up with clutter. That's the actual goal. So yeah, I am going to need you guys' help though. I'm going to need you to kind of give me some pointers on that front, because I don't know. There's all three. I don't know how to do that. So tips would be greatly appreciated. There we go. All 16Ks over here. Now I can start filling this up. The goal, I went through and did some mathematically things and calculated all the power I'm using for all of these storage buses. Storage buses actually use an absurd amount of power in comparison to one of these. And I never really looked at it before, but I found somebody on Reddit that had done the numbers. And basically 4 of these things will take up less power than all of these storage buses. And honestly, that means we could get all of this space down here and recycle it into more workshop space. We could do more automation or whatever we wanted to down here. I think that could be really good. That's going to be something I really want to look forward to. So slowly I'm going to be moving everything over to this actual drive system. Let's see real quick. Oh, that indicator that Zaw came up with for me is still working. The generator, the reactor is working. Speaking of reactors, let's go to the Tech Lab. This wonderful computer with a programmed by Vexitos. It still runs like a champ, no problems, and it runs the reactor with timed precision. I love it. It means I don't have to right-click on anything. I can just walk up to it. Reactor state, see, it's off now. I know that. It's still coasting a little bit from actually being powered up. Now it's stopped, and it's slowly climbing back down. Yep. But I do actually want to make a bigger reactor. I want to make a bank of reactors maybe, but I'm not sure. I have a plan for that long term. If you notice, 2 teleporters. What's this one for? Boom! Yes, I've replaced the actual Ender IO teleporter up here, so I don't have to get a certain amount of altitude in the air and then use my travel upgrade on my pickaxe. Now I can go straight back and forth between the Tech Lab and here. And you can walk over this real quick. See, teleportation was interrupted. So yeah, if you notice, I have done some updating. I put these corner brackets on the outsides. I've got glass railing all the way around. I actually really do like how this looks. This updates the actual lighting all the way around the top surface, which means if I wanted to, I could go all the way around and bust all these little blood lights. But I'm not going to do that now. Also, if you notice, I have 2 missile batteries. Yes. This one is facing that way. And this one is facing that way. You notice I've got the block breakers used as the exhaust ports. These are the launch tube side. I have the auto-loading mechanism, just like over there. It's all thematic and kind of role-play-y, but whatever. It's a decorative system, but I do think I like how it looks. The only thing that would make it better is if I could actually come up with a little kind of a cone point system, like the spikes from Extra Utilities. But these things are so big. They take up, I think, they take up the whole... Let's look. I'm curious. Spike? Let's grab one and see what it looks like. Ooh, yeah, first of all, I don't think these place sideways. Oh, they do. But you see, it's not really a multi-part thing, and these things are almost the entire block width, so it's not really a viable option. I wish there was something smaller that was maybe Forge multi-part compatible or something that I could just put right there. Or, I mean, honestly, if I had it, like, I could do... This Solarium is so freaking hard. My God. This is going to take a minute, ladies and gentlemen. You'll have to bear with me. I got to say, I'm really impressed with the durability on this Solarium stuff. I flinched a little too early. This Solarium's got amazing density. I'm trying not to break the block breaker also. Block placer, sorry. The breaker's at the back. Yeah, the solarium stuff is pretty durable. Makes me wonder. Well, actually, there are reinforced blocks and witherproof blocks in Ender IO, so those would probably have a better blast rating. See, it takes up the whole thing. You can't even see the front. So it's going to be like, you know, pointy spikes, and you're not going to see. So I don't, yeah. I'm just going to stick with that for now. You just got to use your imagination, assume that it's in the tube. I'm going to put some control panels probably up here maybe, some of the laboratory block ones. Or I'm thinking about putting a bank right here in the middle that's got the control panels on the outside of it. So you kind of have to move around. I think that could be really good. I think one thing that would also be cool is to get the open blocks. Topographic projectors and use some of the mapping things. But last time I checked, those things were kind of buggy in terms of, you know what? Let's go find out. Wait a minute. Boom. Okay. Come over here. Workshop. Okay, so open blocks. Open blocks. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a sec. Bye. I have EMC to burn. I don't know why I'm... okay, gold around an egg. I don't know what the heck... Oh, that hatches the little mini-me thing that can carry around. Those are weird. I'm not sure I like those. Beam. Okay, here we go. So a height projection table. Let's come over here. Pull one of those out. Now those do require a cartographer. Wait a minute. Get one of those. One of those, and let's see. 1 to 8 scale. 1 to 2, 1 to 1. Let's try a... Huh. What are these? Okay. Map controller things. Let's do one of those. Empty map 1 to 1. Let's do one of those. And then we do... That's an empty map. Let's go upstairs. Find JRandom slot to put these in. That reminds me, I need to make some more cables. Okay. Now, this is the 1 to 1. Empty map. Let's craft one of those. Wait, nope. We're going to put that with... That is a... Also an empty map. I'm not sure what's going to empty map. Okay. So it's 1 to 2, 1 to 1. Let's do one of those. And we got that. And we put it. Whoopsie. One to 4. We're going to have all the mapping this way. Okay. And just for the hell of it, let's go up here. Empty map. 1 to 2. Let's do 1 to 4. That's a 1 to 8. I'm going to get all of this stuff and toss it back in there. Put that back in there, which means now if we do, whoops, empty, we should have the capability, nope, of crafting a 1 to 8 map. Should get a couple of these things now. Okay. Cool. Oh, it's dark outside. How sad. Okay, let's see. I'm assuming that the 1 to 8 will project a larger area. That's totally my assumption, though. Okay, I'm going to come right over here. Let's do it right here. Actually, let's do it over here just in case. And he's got a map, and you can see, this is what I remember. You'll see a little screen on his side. He is slowly mapping the area, and it fills up. The rendering on that's still derpy as heck, but so I can move around a little bit. He follows me. He keeps mapping. By the way, the server still registers that Buzzy the bee, the giant bee, is still in that shop somewhere. I expect when I update to 1.08 that that's going to either unglitch or he'll just disappear. But anyway, it's getting larger and larger. Let's move over here a little bit. By the way, update on 1.08 of the mod pack. We actually have the server updated. We're up to 108.5 for the test versions. And it is actually going smoothly for once. Things are actually working. We're up to Buildcraft 7. We have the latest version of RF Tools, which I think is version 3.11, which is going to have a ton of new additions for us to play with. We're going to have Project E latest update. We're going to have Ender.io, 2.3 Beta 400. All sorts of stuff. So yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of really cool upgrades I cannot wait for. I am seeing a little bit of graphical glitching, but I'm assuming it's because of this thing, because I don't normally see it. And we're just going to wait for this thing to finish. I'm going to go ahead and put this down like here-ish. Actually. Oh, God. Don't know my own strength. Let's put it one level below ground. This thing's still going. I'm going to wander over here. I don't know if moving helps it or what. I haven't had time to work on this, by the way, on the castle. I've been so busy this week with technical issues from the test server, from the Grimco construction series server, getting that up and going. All sorts of stuff has really been messing with my schedule, but I hope to get back on track next week. You're still going, huh? Okay, I'm going to let this guy go, and I will cut back to when he's actually finished. See you in a few minutes. Okay, I think this is actually done. By the way, I had to go all the way out here to finish the mapping for this, all the way out at the edges. So 1 to 8 was like way over here. And all the way over here, 1 to 8 mapping might actually be a little too large. Might cover too large of an area. Let's put this in here. I can't remember if these things have been re-enabled or not. I see it thinking about it. It is slowly turning, but I don't think it's doing anything. I'm not sure if these have actually been enabled in this version of, this is still an older version of OpenBlocks. We might have to come back to this. It's totally the wrong block, bruh. Thank you. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to put it in the... come back to it later chest. I'm breaking. Can't remember what that was for. That was for setting up the rail system. We've now ended up not using because it's buggy. Because Ender carts and stuff. I mean, Steve carts and stuff. Okay. Oh, by the way, another reason that I want to get rid of all these storage buses. Storage buses actually dent frame rate. I've actually done some testing on this. If I have 2 ME drives full of stuff or 12 barrels full of stuff that are hooked up to the AE2 system with storage drives, the 12 barrels with 12 storage buses significantly impact my rendering, even if I'm not looking at them directly, because the barrel's in the way. Much less the fact that all of these barrels can actually impact tick rate and rendering as well. It's one of the reasons why I want to go to this. It's going to be a more concentrated, more compact storage medium, which means, in theory, it will have less of an impact on the system. But we'll see. That's still to be determined. Let's get our handy-dandy sleeping bag out. So, next week, what I want to do, I need to come back to the actual castle and do some more progress on this. Let's get up to our vantage point, our foreman's vantage point. By the way, this ghosting thing, this problem here, if you look and you move in a little bit, that ghosting has actually been fixed in the latest version of RF Tools. So I think when we update, that problem will go away. You won't get that weird render thing right there. I want to start working on the actual outer perimeter again, because I want to finish that and finish all the towers. Then we can actually start concentrating on the castle itself, and that's going to be very, very interesting. Can't wait to do that. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from you guys on this design right here. It seemed to go over pretty well, so I'm going to go with that. A lot of you have been, very, very interested about the fact that I'm actually planning and trying to design this castle as if it would go under attack. Like, I am anticipating, not anticipating being attacked, but I am planning it as if I might get attacked, and how would I arrange the defenses for such an event happening? It's very, very important to me to think that way. It really helps aid my design concepts overall. It helps me determine, well, what's a dumb design feature? This makes it easy to protect the other guard towers, especially the roofs, get a higher vantage point. Plus, we can actually check the roof on this one and clear off any hostiles on other adjacent towers with some ranged weaponry. Being able to get around on these things is very, very critical to me. Making sure that they look okay when we actually have the shielding turned off, etc., etc. So, yeah, it may seem weird to you guys, but it's actually very important to me. I consider it a critical part of the design process. That's one of the reasons why I really got the idea for upgrading the wind barge to this massive weapons platform, specifically as a point of defense for the castle, for the entire city. And I really do like how this is turning out. The only thing I want to do, I think, let's zoom up a little bit. I'm thinking about putting another set of spokes right here to a circular point that has more engines, more of these gravity drive looking things, these energy drives. And I think maybe put them at the corners, put one right here, one right there. I'd make those equal size. Unlike the actual circles, too large, too small. These would be all equal sized, equally spaced. And that, I think, would give it a bit more of a symmetry of design in terms of, right now it looks very center. It almost looks like, since all the engines are right at the center, it seems like it would wobble a lot in a high wind because it's balancing on one point. So what I want to do is get some of those points. I might remove these drives completely and put them at the four corners to make it look more level, more balanced, more even keel, and then just have that as a smooth bottom, or maybe a glass turret you can go down into for an observation turret. That might be really cool. Have a kind of a glass observation tank. So you can see below. That might be a really cool thing, a neat addition. So yeah, I am very happy with how this is coming along, though. I'm going to work between, over the weekend, I'm going to work on the other gun right here. I'm probably just going to point it off this direction. So it's technically pointing out over the actual city. Or over the castle. But yeah, I like being able to just do that. I'm back down. I don't have to jump off and use my pickaxe to, you know, do anything weird now. It's a lot easier to get up there. It's a lot more seamless. And I'm up on the barge. It just makes sense. I really hope you guys are liking the series and the direction it's going. I'm actually going to cut things off here. This is supposed to be a Friday episode. Friday episode means world download. And that is going to happen. So what I'm going to do, let's right click that and put all our armor over there. I'm actually going to put this back. Nope, I'll keep that. Whoops. I still have my rings. Okay, everything cool goes in the chest. My armor is right here. Grab the world download, experiment with this, see what I've done. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.